what's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike, and that right there behind me is what I think is the coolest third generation Honda Grom I have ever seen. So let's jump in, look at all the details. It's really cool. Let's take a look. All right, so here is the bike, pretty badass looking, and we're gonna go in all the details and take a look at all the parts and what's been done to this bike. But first, a little bit of backstory. So it's sitting at the A-Racer booth right now. They make standalone ECUs, which you can see right here, and this being a race-themed Grom with lots of aftermarket parts, definitely needs an aftermarket ECU. So that's why it's sitting here. A-Racer makes the ECU for this, but the bike itself was built by SteadyGarage. And if you remember that custom Honda Navi I showed you a few weeks ago, that was also done by SteadyGarage. So they are just absolutely killing it with the custom mini moto builds. This thing looks awesome. So SteadyGarage is calling this the TypeFifty6, and the reason they chose those numbers is because it signifies an S and a G for SteadyGarage, and they wanted some racing numbers on here as this is a track-themed Grom. So the graphics and the whole theme of the bike really pays homage to Honda's racing history and some of the brands that go with that, like HRC and HPD. And then, of course, you have the blue and red color scheme to match Honda's racing history. The graphics themselves on the side are inspired by a 1981 CB 1100R, and if you look at that bike side by side with this, you can definitely see a little bit of inspiration drawn from that bike. And especially with all the brand graphics on here, the carbon fiber front fender and the PMT slicks definitely looks like a race bike. So the whole point of this is to show off what is possible with one of these bikes. So a lot of these parts you see on here are actually available for sale, and you can put them on your own Grom. Some of these are custom one-off parts, but let's dive in, take a look at a lot of the things that have been done to this bike. I know I'm gonna miss a few because there is just so much to go through. All right, so one of the first things I noticed on this bike was this short ram air intake by Chimera, because my Honda Monkey has a pretty similar unit on it, although a little bit different, but that definitely stood out to me. And then moving back to the exhaust, really cool Chimera exhaust right here, and this is actually made for the old Grom, but it was modified to fit this new one. So there's not a whole lot of exhaust options out there for the third gen Groms right now, but they were able to make this second gen exhaust fit pretty well. And I can't even really tell where they modified it to make it link up with this new Grom. Lots of parts from Chimera on here, so you can see we've got some covers over here on this side, also little safety wire on the oil fill cap, and over on the left side more Chimera covers as well. This bike has an aftermarket clutch kit from SMR, and the suspension's also been completely redone by Racing Bros. You can see their logo on the side there, but these are fully adjustable front forks. And they even have a matching blue and red top cap to match the whole theme of this bike. And then going around to the back here, you can see the monoshock. Also by Racing Bros, also adjustable, pretty cool color on the actual spring there. So top-notch suspension all the way around on this. This bike also has a fork lowering kit up front, which helps just give it that slammed look. I think it looks pretty cool. And then moving to the back, this is one of my favorite parts of this whole bike. This is the swing arm. This is made by G-Craft. These are handmade. It's square tube aluminum, and this just looks much beefier and much better than the factory swing arm on these bikes. And these wheels are a custom one-off wheel from Chimera, but they match the polished look of the swing arm pretty perfectly. Like I mentioned before, PMT medium compound slicks, which I have a good amount of experience with on my 150R. I love that tire. You also have new hubs from Chimera Engineering as well, and then new axles front and rear also by Chimera. So a ton of Chimera parts on this bike. They make a lot of stuff for the Grom. Both brake calipers have been upgraded. These are from Anchor, which you can see right there. Also Galfer steel braided lines, and a floating rotor from Brake Tech up front as well. You gotta have clip-ons on a race-themed bike, so these come from Woodcraft. pretty standard. These are what a lot of people are using on Groms, and they look pretty good. And then lastly, moving up to the front, this is again one of my favorite parts of this bike, is the front end headlight design. So this light is just like an off-road pod light from Baja Designs, but then this plate right here is made by Chimera, and they call this the Squadron headlight plate. And this is actually a part that's going to be for sale pretty soon, and I really like the look of that, and I think this is something that's probably going to take off, and we'll be seeing this on a lot of Groms out on the street. Like I said, I know I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff on this bike, so real quick, we'll go through a little roundup and just point out some things that I didn't mention yet. So the seat was designed in-house by SteadyGarage. That's a completely custom seat. All these side bolts on the Grom are customizable, and they've all been replaced with these high quality, looks like machined bolts there. These side covers have also been replaced, and there's a belly pan, Honda branded belly pan down on the bottom as well. This was a popular mod for the 2nd gen Groms, and I think this is the first time I've seen it on a 3rd gen. These side covers have also been replaced. They look a little faster now. We've also got aftermarket levers, ASV up front, aftermarket brake reservoir up top, and yeah, comment down below if you see anything else that I'm missing, because I know there's extra stuff here. I just can't possibly cover it all in one short video here at the show. So there you have it, SteadyGarage's custom TypeFifty6 3rd generation Honda Grom. Definitely one of the coolest Groms I've seen, and that's one of the coolest parts about the Grom, is there's so many parts out there. It's such a good platform to modify, and as you can tell, you can do some really cool stuff with these bikes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to head on over to TFL-studios.com so you don't miss any content in the motorcycle world. We'll catch you in the next video.